Good afternoon, sir. We are very grateful for the presence of yours on this occasion today. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Arfi, and then my friend.
Hello, my name is Tasya Rendita Zahra.
And my name is Farel Safik. Nice to meet you, Mr.
Same here.
We create this interview for the Introduction to Architecture College course in BINUS University under the guidance of our lecturer, Miss Primavera Desta. And now we will start this podcast with question number 1. Are you ready, sir?
Can we talk just informally now? I mean, because most of the questions that you have prepared, they have they have almost the same answers over there. So few questions regarding that vastu and everything. Well, the questions it has been written a bit differently, but the answers almost the same. So I think we can combine 2 or 3 questions at the same time.
Oh, yes.
All right?
Okay.
Is it okay?
It's okay. Just tell if the answer is same with another question.
Yeah.
Okay. With the question number 1, is becoming an architect a job that you have dreamed for a long time?
Well, actually not. Actually not. Actually, it was my uncle who is a civil engineer. He used to take me to his office here in Kathmandu, which was one of the earliest architecture offices in Nepal, which has been here for last almost 40 years now. So I was taken there in my holiday breaks. So I was introduced to the drawing boards and the pencils and the colors when I was in class 2. That means almost like 30 years back. So, still, I mean, I wasn't really, to the interest to become an architect by that time. But God had the other idea for me now, so it's okay.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Then I will next question.
Okay, next question number 2 is what made you become involved in the world of architect?
Like I said, I was introduced to an architecture firm like 30 years ago, and well, I had a different idea of becoming. I mean, what will I study after my graduation? Actually, my first choice was electronics engineering, but I mean, I got enrolled in one of the best schools in Kathmandu, architecture schools in Nepal, where I was enrolled in architecture studies. So that's how I got into the architecture by by a fluke or whatever you can say.
Okay. And Farel, next question.
So you said you want to become an engineer, right? If you could go back in time, would you still be an engineer or would you keep going to be an architect?
Well, probably I think becoming an architect is one of the best decisions uh, had happened in my life. So, well, thinking back, I'm thinking right now, I would probably not choose any other professions other than architecture. So, it's been good for me till date. So,
Yes. Okay, thank you. For next question, do you have a vision and mission when designing a building?
sorry?
Do you have a vision and mission when designing a building?
Oh yeah. Well, while designing a building, it all gets down to the requirement of the clients, what they have there in their mind, and it's our responsibility to put them in sequence, in formal sequence that we have been doing that for a long time. I mean, for example, the requirements maybe for a residence building or for commercial or for an institution building. It all comes down to the requirements of what the client wants, and our responsibility is to arrange their functions, their requirements into our space that will enhance the quality of space and also for the benefit of the user ends. While I design a building, I also think from the user perspective too, not only from the designer's perspective. All right. If I were the client, if I were the user of that building, how would my building act? Or like say how I want my building to be designed as. That's how we get into the any kind of project, whether it's a residence, whether it's a school, whether it's an office building or whatever.
Okay. Next.
Next,
Thank you.
I heard that your architect applies Vastu elements. Can you explain what Vastu is?
Well, Bastu is a science of architecture, what we say over here. It's a science of architecture, which has been prevailed over here for last uh 6,000 years. All right. It's basically the science of architecture. You means you design a space according to the energy that what revolves around you. And with Vastu, we design the building or we design the space which will act according to the energy movement into the or the outside the building. All right. So let's say Vastu is more predominant in Indian subcontinent uh, for I mean for thousands of years, and the Vastu is implemented on the building or on the design from the right from the scratch, not at the end or not after the house has been built. All right. For example, there are certain rules or there are certain criteria or there are certain uh, technologies over here that defines the placement of the rooms, the placement of the areas according to the solar movement. You get it?
Yes.
Yes.
So, what do you think the differentiate about fast two from Feng Shui?
All right. Uh, as I said earlier, Vastu is a science of architecture. All right.
Yeah.
And Vastu deals with the energy movement. Feng Shui, at the other end, is a Chinese architectural system or the planning system, which deals with the geography, which is designed according to geography of the space, geography of the site, what we call it. All right. Feng Shui means Feng means in Chinese, it's air, and Shui means water. So it's basically the air, the play of air and water into the building or around the building. That means Feng Shui, whereas Vastu, it means the energy that we get into the building. I mean, the vibes or the energy, the positive aspects of the environment that we collect and gets into the and we provide them into the living areas of the people over there. And the feng shui, on the other hand, is basically based on southward energy. That means because the Chinese people they live in a bit of I mean the China is located on the a bit higher altitude with respect to our country, with respect to Indian subcontinent. So they are more predominantly dependent on the southward energy. That means the movement of sun from the east to the west, where you get the maximum amount of sun rays. All right. But
Yeah,
in
yeah.
case of Vastu, we we take northern direction as a main source of energy because of the magnetic force that we have from north to south poles. and we consider northern and eastern direction as the auspicious directions for the rooms for the implementation of Vastu into the building. All right,
Okay.
do you get me?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Then, how to apply Vastu to your architecture while maintaining its aesthetic?
Uh, well, aesthetic. To be frank with you all, I mean, I was grown up around civil engineers. All right, civil engineers in my family, and uh, well, while designing any kind of building, I first think about the structure, the safety of the building first, because Kathmandu is uh, Kathmandu is located in high uh, high chances of earthquake that zone over here, high
Okay.
seismic risk that we have. So while designing, I mean, it's personally for me, I first set the grids and then get into the functions and everything, and then at the end I deal with the aesthetics of the building, especially towards the exterior part of it. All right, for me, safety and the function, and then comes the aesthetic of the building.
Mm.
First, I set up grades, make it safer, and then plan the, the interior parts of the building with higher functional areas for the users who will be using the buildings after we get out of the building. All right, and then at the end, and then we have uh, the aesthetic purpose where we design the facade of the building with let's say use of the sunsets or the louvers or the green aspects or anything what comes around.
Mm.
Okay. Next
All right.
question. How do you balance aesthetic needs with functional needs in your architect?
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, safety and the function and the aesthetic that comes at the last for us. But once you set the internal planning of any kind of building of any kind of project, the aesthetic will be governed by the movement of the sun. I mean, whether you want to cut down the harsh sun that comes into the building, and or whether you want to expose the facade that requires lots of light in it. For example, in hospitals, for example, in residences that you need nicer lights in the building, and for example, in the uh, let's say the industrial building where you want to cut off the direct sunlight into the building, and you design that uh, with required sunsets or whatever. All right, you get me?
Yes.
And
Yes.
the size of the openings, let's say the size of the openings also depends upon the solar movement that how much of solar energy that we want into the building. You really don't want harsh sunlight coming into the building with larger openings all around. Do you? You get me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I always saw a lot of building with more glasses than walls in Indonesia.
So sorry.
Uh, in Indonesia, I have seen a lot of building with glasses, like offices with more glasses in Indonesia.
Uh-huh.
The,
Yeah, okay, I
that's
mean, like I said, I mean, it depends on the geographical location and the sun rays that comes into over there. I don't know about Indonesia though. I mean, I think maybe the sun is not that harsh over there. The amount of
uh,
radiation, and you have that glasses. For example, the technology that
uh,
thicker glasses you have that's available in the market, which blocks the hard sun I mean sunlights over there. All right. which can reflect the light coming into the building, the type of glasses. So it's all, it all depends upon the technology that you are using into the building. And you have, again, the passive solar technology where you cool the building with the use of different techniques over here, like water or wind. You have stack effect. You have tromb wall where you use the riding water system. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Cái này cái hiệu mà là cái gì? Oh, muốn ra sẽ bài chứ.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for your answer. Next, can you tell us the characteristic of the Nepalese architecture style that differs from architecture in general?
Well, in Nepal, or let's say in Kathmandu, Nepal is more famous or more popular in architecture world, where the bricks have been used for a long time. Bricks the size of 9 inch by 4 inch, all right, which has been used in Indian subcontinent for last 6,000 years, because we have that history of large brick system over here. And with the development of the brick size in the later part of the years, it has now been fixed into smaller, like 9 inch by 4 inch thick, 4 inch wide and 2 inch thick bricks. So you can see, if you see if you visit here in Kathmandu, you have lots of bricks exposed buildings over here. All right. So the bricks and the it has been about, like, let's say 1,000 years where we have been building with wood and the bricks. All right. And metal like copper, like bronze over here. We have extensive use of those metals in the temples over here for a long time, in temple, in palaces, which has been standing here for last, I think, around 600 years. All right. So basically, we have, like I said, the use of brick, use of wood, use of metals, and again, implementation of Vastu to create any kind of city in Kathmandu over here. And you can see intricately carved wooden windows and doors. The facades are very, like, symmetrically balanced over here in the historic core area, especially where people have been living here for last 1,500 to 1,600 years. We have a history of more than 2,000 years, but the structures that came out over here was around 1,500 to 1,600 years ago. So it has been sequentially developed or redesigned or rethought, re-researched over here to come up to this stage. You get me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen the pictures of Kathmandu, or have you seen the pictures of Nepal, the buildings of Nepal? What kind of structures are here?
Yes, I did. I see
Yeah.
the Nepal building in Google.
Uh-huh.
They have what I see is the building is square, is like that. Yes.
Okay.
Mm,
And you, Farrell,
It
have you seen the pictures of Nepal?
what I saw in Google, the building looks more ancient. Like,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Kasia, you? Kalau mới định dùng được cái gì?
The building I see that
Ở địa nào?
like hotels.
Hotels.
Sendirilah apa?
All right, no problem, no problem. You can Google that later. All right, you can check it out because we have different kind of architecture styles over here in Kathmandu. All right, the traditional style and the neoclassical style, which was imported from European style. Okay,
Yes.
are you getting me?
Mm,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
And now there has been, I mean, it's been around 25 years that we have some kind of modern kind of structures. They have evolved in and around the city over here.
yeah, yeah.
So basically, what people think is Kathmandu. I mean, Kathmandu as a center. It's always a center, the capital of the capital of our country. But besides that, we have three different regions. All right, in our whole country, in the stretch. All right, we have plain lands, we have hills, and we have mountains. And in these three regions, we have three different kinds of architecture styles. And it depends upon the availability of the building materials. All right. The architecture style depends upon the availability of the building materials around that proximity. For example, in plain areas, you have mud, more predominantly used mud architecture. All right, mud and bamboos. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
In the I mean I'm talking about the past architecture over here. I mean the traditional architecture. And for example, in hills we have brick used most predominantly, and in the mountain regions we have stones. All right, so we have stone architecture predominantly being used in mountain areas. So we have three different kinds of architecture that we have here in Nepal. But in Kathmandu, you can see the bricks being used predominantly, especially in the historic core areas. All right.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thank you so much for your answer. Next, Tasha.
Um,
Sebelah.
suara,
Waktu
nggak ada
baca.
suaranya.
Tasha?
Oh, sudah. Mana gua sudah.
Okay, I will. Next question. Uh, oh.
Harus beda gitu.
In general, what do you enjoy most about designing or designer architecture?
Let me see a question. How do you balance in general? Well, I love
Enjoy.
planning spaces. Yeah, I love planning spaces. All right. Which reflect the user's ability to grasp that space, to enjoy that space, whether it's inside or outside. Hello, get me? Actually, I'm gonna phone kara malu. Actually, I'm gonna phone kara. I phone kara himala. Yes. Excuse me. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Baru.
I'm
Kita phone kara lagi. Bersong.
okay, okay. Okay. So, of the various project you have worked, is there any project that you enjoy working on the most? If so, can you tell us about the project or what it is?
There are plenty of projects that I have done in 16 years of my career, right?
Yeah.
And the one which I enjoyed the most designing was one of the design competitions organized by the government of Nepal in 2009. All right. So it was the design for a Republic Memorial, a big landscape plus a kind of a memorial thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was only into my first year of my professional career when I was asked to design that building. I mean, I asked to design, or let's say, the concept design of that building. All right, and well, it had a bit of vivid requirements for the memorial design, which included a convention hall and a memorial plaza where people can celebrate or memorialize the ones who had lost their lives during the revolution. All right, it's for the martyrs. So I mean the memorial plaza, the memorial Republic Memorial, and it also had the basement, which had the convention hall for 200 people at one single time, and the exhibition area around that convention hall. All right. So we had tried our best just to sketch it whatever we could, uh, but uh, uh, I mean, it was a coincidence that we happened to win that competition in 2009 among 14 other big companies which participated, and it has now been constructed finally 5 years back. So it's now a completed project. So it was one of excitement for me to start my career by winning a design competition. It's a kind of it's a good surprise for me.
Yeah.
If you can write down, you can check that in Google. Republic Memorial, Nepal.
Okay.
Republic Memorial, Nepal.
What what?
Memorial Nepal.
Republic Memorial,
Memorial.
comma, Nepal.
Nepal.
Oh,
Oh.
Can you see that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you share? Can you share that screen?
Oh,
Oh.
you want see it in screen?
Yeah.
Ah, wait. Where's
Huh? Oh yes, that's the one.
this?
All right.
Is this?
Yep.
Ah,
No.
okay. Oh,
All right. Thank you.
yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. What is the biggest challenge you have faced on a project, and how did you ever overcome that challenge?
Well, every site has its own character and has its own challenges. All right.
Mm.
But basically, if you can convince your client regarding your design concept, which should respect the client's requirements that fit into your concept, all right? So the main challenge for any architect would be convincing the client about his requirements. And you also have to be strong enough to convince a client that maybe the clients could come up with some weird ideas that you should say no, that cannot be done. That will have some harsh effect, the adverse effect onto the building, onto the space. You need to be very strong enough to convince. So that you have to have a very strong convincing power, and also use your logic, your experience regarding any kind of project while implementing it. So the challenges, or say, let's say, there could be, well, with my 16 years of experience, I have come across with uh, the sites which are very steep into the hills, or maybe a bit deep. So it all depends on how you maneuver the site, or on how you go around the site and then solve the problem step by step. All right. That's why we have technologies over here. That's why the structural engineers, I mean, they are the stronger part of our firm, our let's say the uh, the coordination. What we design is always supported, should always be supported by our structural engineers. You see, for example, in terms of site, what we say, I don't know if in Indonesia, do you have high hills over there? Not much.
Uh, no, not
No,
really, not
it's
really.
all like they are quite in. I think with a number of islands over there.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, and the flat lands.
yeah.
You see, and not much high hills over there. Maybe
There are, but not as many, I guess.
exactly. And
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in case of Nepal, we have, like I said earlier, we have three different regions. All right, the flatlands, the hills, and the mountains. The
Yeah.
mountains which goes up to high about like 8,000 meters. That is like 25,000 high from the sea level. 25,000 feet high from the sea level. You can imagine what kind of region that we are living in. All right.
Uh,
So every site, every region that we go, we have different challenges, but we overcome that by using our logic, using our skill, using our technology over here. You get me?
what? Sorry, sorry. There was an error. Uh, so how do you communicate the design ideas to your client?
Once the client visits our office, all right, so our
Yeah.
responsibility is to, like I said, the convincing power should be strong. You should be able to express yourself. You should be able to reflect what your design concept sounds like. All right. So that's how you convince your clients. And also, you have to respect his or her requirements while designing the building. And also, you have to be strong enough to say, to ask your client what could be done and what could not be done, given the limited resources. All right.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Next question. How do you understand and accommodate client needs?
Uh, I mean, I think like that's what I said earlier because a few of the questions they have the same answers. All
Ah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, the earlier question was also regarding to the client. How would you convince a client? All right. So, I mean, the client. I mean, you have different types of clients. Let's say some residential clients, some commercial clients, some institutional clients, and uh, we have to act proactively. If any kind of clients, they before they come to us, we have to prepare ourselves. We have to do a thorough research, all the homework, so that the client doesn't think that we haven't done anything. All right. That's why I mean we have to be very proactive while dealing with any kind of client. Are you getting me? You have to do a bit of research before they come into us.
Yes. So the research is so important, yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Mm. Ah. Next, what criteria do you use to evaluate the success on architectural project?
Uh, I think the can you hear me?
Ah, what?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean the satisfaction. First, the satisfaction of the client that their needs are met. All right. That their requirements are well addressed. Secondly, the concept that you have taught of a good building in terms of function, in terms of safety, and in terms of aesthetics. So these three factors for an architect, it's must necessary that if they have obtained a good grades, or let's say the grading style, that you are happy enough to present to others that this is my project. See, you tick mark the factors that I have just told you, right? The second factor is that one. The first one is for the client satisfaction, whether his requirements are addressed or not. If you have a happy, smiling client at the end of the project, then you should think that you should be proud of yourself that the project is a success. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
But in real life, you don't get all good clients over here. See, you don't get satisfied clients because nobody is satisfied, nobody is content. All right,
Mm.
and you will come across in the future when you start working professionally that not all the clients are satisfied. Okay, and also it is very necessary for the architect to come across those kinds of clients that will make you stronger by inside, that will make you motivated. All right, because I have faced lots of clients, some happy clients, some half happy clients, and some very sad clients. All right, you can't. I mean, it's a rare case where an architect can satisfy all of your clients. So it happens. It's a life. See?
Yeah.
Next question. How do you take environmental factor into account in your design?
Well, initially I wasn't really aware of designing an environmental building. See, now that I mean, I slowly got into the designing those kind of things with the help of the books, the text, and everything, and also personally experiencing that kind of structures here in Nepal and also outside of the country. I had opportunities to visit Japan, and then let's say the Malaysia, Spain, Bangladesh, and Philippines lately, where I came across different kinds of buildings which were predominantly designed with the concept of environmental factors. All right. So with the experience of that, we have now, I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years that we have been thinking of environmental friendly buildings. For example, like the use of cavity walls. Have you heard of cavity walls?
No.
No. So cavity wall means you have one layer of wall on the outside, then one layer of wall on the inside, and then you have a gap in
Oh,
between those two walls. And those gaps are filled with different kind of insulation materials that will keep the building warmer during the winter season and hotter, and cooler during the summer season. All right. So
Okay.
that's one of the aspects, the environmental aspects that you design a building which has which will require less energy, less energy that what we have, like let's say the electricity and everything, or the ACs, air conditions, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the factors that we use, and also the placement of the rooms according to the function and according to sunlights over here. I mean the movement of sun path direction. You, I mean, in Nepal basically we have the bedrooms towards the southern side. All right, so that it acquires much warmer light during the winter or during the daytime. And the staircases, they are placed on a bit of a northwest side of the building or the western side, which don't really require much of the light coming in. Okay, and for the kitchen, we have they are mostly placed on the southeastern side, which will have, because most of the, I mean, in most of the houses, people spend much time in the uh, kitchen areas, dining areas, and the living areas. All right. So the rooms are placed according that way. So we can say use of the sun rays, use of the solar energy into building is also one of the environmental factors. All right. But you should be aware how much sunlight do you need inside the building and how much you don't. All right. Like what I had explained earlier about the aesthetics of the building, that where the balconies, the verandas come into play, or the sheds come into play, and that will decorate your houses from the outside. The size of the windows, the size of the openings, all right? Then that's how you think you're building.
So what
And yeah,
role the
sorry, Farah, one more thing, yeah. The other one is, for example, talking about environment, we also have a habit of collecting the rainwater into a vessel, which will be used in the later part of the season. All right, rain harvesting system, what we call it over here, rain harvesting system. That the rain that comes into our house through the terrace areas, we collect them into a tank. All right, we filter them and we reuse it for the toilets and for washing and cleaning. That's one of the environmental aspect we do over here.
Hmm.
All right. So in terms of water, in terms of solar direction,
yeah,
we think predominantly for the building plannings.
okay, okay. So what role does the technology play in your architecture practice?
Well, technology. There can be two kind of technologies that we can discuss over here. Maybe a technology like I explained earlier, cavity wall system is one of the technologies that we use, and the rainwater harvesting system, and the biogas system also. Have you heard about biogas system?
By
What?
Biogas,
By oh,
biogas.
I
Have you heard?
I haven't.
this-
All right, biogas system is a system where the the human waste, all right, human waste, like the
Uh,
waste from the
yeah,
kitchen
mm,
uh,
and the waste from the toilet,
uh,
they are collected in a tank and to produce gas, all right,
okay.
and that gas can be reused again in the kitchen for burning, for food and everything,
Oh, okay, okay,
all
okay,
right.
okay, okay.
So these are the, I mean, the normal technologies that we use over here, which will ultimately save cost, your long-term cost, long-running cost for the project. All right.
Okay, okay.
For example, if you use cavity wall system, you might not need you might not need air cooling system inside your house. Okay,
Uh,
air cooling system,
yeah,
AC,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
HVAC.
yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
and with the use of rainwater harvesting, you are saving a lot of water coming from the municipal. All right, you can reuse again and again
Uh,
with the proper filtration system. Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and for the biogas system, if you can keep a biogas system tank in your around your site or house, that will save the cost for the cooking food. The gas will come free of cost from that one.
Okay, okay,
All right,
okay.
that's why, I mean, these are the technologies that we use predominantly in here in Nepal. But I don't know. I mean, for example, I'm always amazed while touring different countries. Uh, they have been using a lot of electric energy, a lot of gas energy, and I wonder how they balance the energy that comes that is required to operate all those machineries, all those equipments?
Okay.
What's the main source of energy in Indonesia?
Um,
Probably
Electric.
the water.
Water?
Yeah.
Is it from the sea?
No, from rain. Like,
From
yeah.
rain?
No.
Huh?
I think what minyak?
Huh? Oil.
Oils?
Oil?
Yes.
Oil energy?
yes.
No. I mean,
Uh,
the oil, you sell that oil to the market, to the international market? Or, I mean, from the oil, what kind of energy that
crude
you
crude
produce?
crude oil, like from earth, that we use oil from the earth, that like a car for cooking, that what Indonesian people a lot use. Perhaps I think that, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other sources of energy?
Tasya?
Probably not that I know of. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tasya?
You can repeat the question.
Huh?
Huh?
All right.
Next.
Repeat
Oh.
the question next. Okay. How do you adaptation your design to technological development and future needs?
How do you, let me check your question in that, all right? I mean, like I said earlier, the questions, the three questions regarding the technology, we have almost the same answer. All right. So I will try to first. I try to convince my client to adopt those kind of technologies, the energy saving technologies, into the project. All right. That's for their betterment of the project. I mean, for saving a large amount of money that will be invested in the energy consumption. So technology here we use, like I said earlier, is predominantly used to save the investment of the clients on the long run. All right.
Yeah.
The client may think that it could be a wasted investment to have a cavity wall because it will have some money involved, or the water harvesting, rain harvesting tank, or it will also involve unnecessary tank cost or the biogas system. But in the long run, with that technology, they will be able to save a lot of money, all right,
Yeah.
with the little investment done at the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how I try to convince my clients, because it is not going to harm anyone with the use of those technologies, all right?
Yeah. Okay. So, what would you like to convey to students who are currently studying architecture, such as words of encouragement?
Well, you tell me what, how are you feeling like studying architecture? I mean, are you guys loving it or not?
I feel tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Tasya?
For me, for yes,
You're loving it?
Cool.
Not loving it?
Do you loving it, Tasha?
Yes.
Okay, and you already?
Yes, I. This is tired. I'm tired with the assignment, but it's very enjoy. I can enjoy to do all the assignment in architectural in yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was the same case for me too. It was very tired, like Parallel said
Yeah.
earlier, because we used to have so many assignments, so many draftings and drawings and everything, and late hours waking up, see, to complete your drawings and everything. Well, that's how you build yourself to be a good architect in the future. All right. I mean, like for me, if I have to suggest you or recommend you, I mean, what I have felt from my student career and till now, I'm also practicing a visiting lecturer in one of the universities over here, and I can see my students reflecting my past right now. See how I used to be carefree, and let's say doing not much work in time. But what I think is you have to be disciplined. You have to get your things done right on time, and that's how you will excel in your professional career. All right. You don't run away from your responsibility. You don't run away from your drawings or designs or whatever, or the assignments. You have to do that on sequence. All right. You have to do that. There's no ifs and buts, but sideways, you have to keep loving architecture.
Yeah.
If you don't love architecture, see, and you're doing the drafting just by that, it's not really worth it.
Yes.
You have
Thank
to
you.
feel. You have to feel the subject. You have to feel the course. You have to feel everything what it gives to you.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
there's a possibility that I mean, not every student will be a bright architect. All right, it's same everywhere, but you have to give your best. All right, you can't
Yeah.
say I can't. I mean, I can't really do anything with designs or whatever. No, you have too many options left around you, and you have just grab one. But you have to be very disciplined, punctual, and you have to also obey your teachers like Desta. She's a very, she's a very
Yeah,
sweet lady.
yeah. See.
Uh, so I think being disciplined is the main key word over here, and you have to love architecture while studying it, and after then architecture will love back to you.
I see, I see.
All right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have one more question for you. So what are you hoping for the future of architecture?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, the future of architects. I mean, after all, we all are human. You see,
Mm.
we have to respect the emotions, the requirements, anything of from a one human to another human. All right. So there are architects who build, I mean, massive structures. Like for example, Zaha Hadid or Peter Eisman, let's say the Franco Gehry, the kind of structures that the design is one thing at the end, but I also love the architecture that touches the human soul. Right?
Uh, yeah, yeah,
I mean, that is the people-centric designs and the designs that reflect the human scale. But I'm not really into that into the design that exaggerates a lot uh, about like a massive structures. You see,
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
space where people can come together. All right, and meet, interact, socialize, rather than having a big, huge halls with like few people who don't know each other and just they go away, depart. See? So I'm like you can say whatever, but I'm not really the one who will love to design massive structures, but the one who designs small structures that has the most of the human activities, interactions, and all. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, for example, you people can have different ideas regarding the kind of architects that you want to be. All right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's a last question from us, sir. We have asked all the question completely. Yay!
Mm.
Yeah.
This indicates that the interview session has been complete. Thank you for your sparing your precious time with us, sir. We really appreciate uh, the enthusiasm of yours with answering, and this is very valuable knowledge for us. And we want this knowledge to be our professions as architectural students. We really say thank you so much to Sir Abhishek for this opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for you too for letting me talk about my emotions regarding architecture. I hope it was a bit fruitful to you people to know
Yeah.
about what kind of architecture style. I mean, what we think about architecture in Nepal. All right, and I hope it was a good interaction between us. Was it?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
yeah. It is. It is.
All right.
All right.
So maybe say hi to Desta, all right?
Mm,
Okay.
And I might come to Indonesia soon in the future, so we might
oh,
meet too, all right?
yeah. We will wait for you.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. And I want to wish you a very best of luck for your studies and all.
Uh.
Like I said, just discipline is the main key in the architecture,
Yeah.
all right?
All right.
And the passion towards it, all right? Keep building it. Okay, Parul? Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before
What? Yeah.
before you go, can we take a picture?
Yeah, sure, 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 sure.
3, 2, 1. Once again,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you
All
so much,
right.
sir.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome. And what's the time in Indonesia right now?
It's
Hmm?
9:33.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, sir. Sorry if
No problem. All
we
right. Best wishes.
mm,
I'll see you later. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Hope to
you
see
so
you
much.
soon,
Bye.
sir.
Good
Have a
night. Good
great
night. Good
day,
night.
sir.
Good night.
Good night.